What is the Network Plus certification? Let's go ahead and find out. Hey everybody, this is Zach with IT Career Questions, and today we are answering what is the Network Plus certification. If you haven't checked out the A Plus certification video, go ahead and click on this link somewhere around here, and that was our previous video about answering CompTIA certification questions. This video specifically targets the Network Plus certification. What is it? What do I need to know about it? Why am I going to take it? So the Network Plus certification, again, is a certification that is brought to you by CompTIA. You can check out CompTIA.org. I'll put that link in the description below. The Network Plus certification is an excellent certification to get if you are looking to get some type of networking position. If you don't have a broad knowledge base of networking, or even if you do have a broad knowledge base of networking, if you're looking for that networking job, you might want to look at getting your Network Plus certification. Definitely is a go-to as far as networking certifications go. And if you don't have a degree, you can definitely fall back on a Network Plus certification because it is pretty good. And of course, once you do the Network Plus certification, you can go off and get your CCNA and all those things. You don't have to have a college degree to get any of these certifications, which is definitely very excellent if that's not the route that you took. Even if you do have a college degree, it's still suggested that you get some of these certifications because employers love to see that stuff. Anyway, the Network Plus certification covers everything networking, right? Switches, VLANs, LANs, WANs, access points. Whatever it is that has to do with networking, you will learn with the Network Plus certification. As I talked about in my previous video, if you are looking for lots of great information and want to learn more about the Network Plus certifications, go ahead and check out Professor Messer's YouTube channel. He has lots of great material over there, and he will give you lots of great examples of how the Network Plus certification tests are laid out, and basically goes start to finish with all that stuff. So check him out. For now, I can give you guys a couple of examples of Network Plus certifications that you may receive on the test. Again, keep in mind, there are so many questions to this test that no test is exactly the same. It's not entirely true, but there's so many different versions of the test that you would take that, they just mix up the questions and things like that. So a couple questions here. I'm going to do 3 of them. One is a user's remote marketing server has changed IP address schemes, and now the user can no longer access it. The user further discovers that the distant end still has access to them. Which of the following is a possible cause? So again, this is all multiple choice. So A is SNMP strings need to be added. B, firewall rules need to be configured. C, port bonding on the interface needs to be enabled. And D, the switch has lost power. So, multiple choice, what would you go with? If you said B, firewall rules need to be configured, that's the right answer. So something happened with the firewall where it lost configuration. Maybe nobody ever configured it. So you're going to have to go ahead and configure that firewall and see how that needs to be set up in order for this user to access the marketing server. The next question is, which of the following is a network device that allows remote users access to a network? A, DNS server. B, content filter. C, load balancer. D, VPN concentrator. So based off this multiple choice question, I know the answer. Do you know the answer? If you said D, VPN concentrator, that's correct. You will use a VPN connection to remotely access your work business network. So that's second example of a Network Plus certification question that you could receive on the test that you may go out and take. The third and last question that we'll go over is, a technician suspects that a virus has been introduced on the network. Which network resources is best used to confirm this problem? A, syslog. B, SNMP. C, network sniffer. And D, environmental monitor. If you said C, network sniffer, you're right. You are going to use this tool to basically sniff out any problems that you may have on the network. So these are the 3 examples that I gave you on questions that you may receive on the Network Plus certification test. The Network Plus certification test is a great thing to study for because it really does give you a broad example of how an entire network works. It starts you from the very beginning until almost towards the end. It's not going to go too far into the security things and how a lot of more complex things are set up. So don't go and take a Network Plus certification test and expect that you're going to be like a network administrator right off the bat. That's probably not going to happen. You're definitely going to have to get years of experience on basically how networks are actually set up. You know, every business is completely different from one another. Every business uses completely different equipment sometimes. You know, you might have HP curve switches, you might have Cisco switches, who knows? So you might need to know how each different brand configures their switches and how all that stuff works. So again, Network Plus certification, great thing to study for. Again, I kind of talked about this in the previous video on the A Plus certification. You should actually also get your A Plus certification, because that's really going to give you a strong backbone of computers and a little bit of networking, but it's a really powerful thing that you should learn because it's lots of knowledge. And if you are not familiar with how computers and networks and all that stuff works, or you're not too comfortable with it, these are two really good tests that you guys can take and get certified for, and you guys will become employable. Right after you do that test, you are almost able to go out and get a job right away just based off those certifications. People love to see these certifications. They really say, oh, this person does actually know a lot about networking. They went out and got their Network Plus certification. That's not an easy certification to get by any means, because there's a lot of studying involved and you need to know lots of things. And that's mainly because the test that you're going to take could be completely different the next time that you were to take it. Say you failed the first test and you go to take the next test, and you're like, man, I remembered all the questions that I failed on this first test, and you go to take the second test over again, right? Questions are completely different. Every single one's completely different. So just, you know, if you're looking to get a certification, the Network Plus certification specifically, do your studying. Go check out Professor Messer. Great resource to learn a lot about the Network Plus and just networking in general. So I hope this answers part of the question about the Network Plus certification. I will go into broader detail and actually show you guys examples in the future. As you guys know, I'm working on the server setup, and I haven't had time to do a lot of those videos. I apologize for that, but I will be trying to get as many of those videos put out as I possibly can. It's really hard to do those videos because they do take a lot of time to do, but bear with me, I will get to them, just as I will get to more networking videos and how you can set up a switch and how you can set up a VLAN and all that fun stuff. So if you guys have any questions, you know what to do. Hit me up in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to chat with you about anything you guys have questions about. As always, you can leave me a question and I can answer it in a video, just like I'm doing right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy.